Mr. and Mrs. Okafor no longer treated Oge like their daughter. They made her do all the housework, cooking, washing, and sweeping. If she made a mistake, they beat her. If she asked for food, they told her, "Did you buy the food? Eat when you finish your work." Her twin siblings, Chisom and Chizoba, were treated like princes and princesses. They wore the best clothes, ate the best food, and went to the best schools, while Oge wore old clothes and went to school only when her chores were done. Ogechukwu was sad, but she never complained. She believed that a long time ago, in a small town in Nigeria, there was a couple named Mr. and Mrs. Okafor. They had been married for many years, but they had no child. They prayed, fasted, and went to different herbalists, but still no child came. One day, a kind old woman from the village came to them with a little baby girl wrapped in a cloth. The baby had big bright eyes and a soft smile. "This child needs a home," the old woman said. "Her parents died in an accident. Will you take care of her?" Mr. and Mrs. Okafor looked at each other. They wanted their own child, but the baby looked so helpless. So they agreed to take her in. They named her Ogechukwu, which means God's time is the best. Ogechukwu grew up in the Okafor household, calling them Papa and Mama. She was kind, hardworking, and always did as she was told. The villagers loved her because she greeted everyone with respect. Then something unexpected happened. After years of waiting, Mrs. Okafor became pregnant. The village celebrated with them. Months later, she gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl. They named them Chisom and Chizoba. At first, Oge was happy to have younger siblings. She helped feed them, carried them on her back, and sang them to sleep. But soon, everything changed. Mr. and Mrs. Okafor no longer treated Oge like their daughter. They made her do all the housework, cooking, washing, and sweeping. If she made a mistake, they beat her. If she asked for food, they told her, "Did you buy the food? Eat when you finish your work." Her twin siblings, Chisom and Chizoba, were treated like princes and princesses. They wore the best clothes, ate the best food, and went to the best schools, while Oge wore old clothes and went to school only when her chores were done. Ogechukwu was sad, but she never complained. She believed that one day things would get better. When Oge turned 18, something terrible happened. One night, Mr. Okafor came into her small room. While she was sleeping, he locked the door behind him and whispered, "Oge, don't scream." Oge's heart pounded. She knew something was wrong. Mr. Okafor moved closer, but before he could touch her, she jumped out of bed and ran. She ran out of the house barefoot into the dark streets. She ran and ran until she reached the village river. She stood at the edge looking at the deep water below. "Maybe if I jump, all my pain will go away," she thought. Just as she was about to step forward, a voice called out, "Stop!" Oge turned and saw a tall man. He was about 28 years old, wearing fine clothes and looking worried. His name was Obinna, a wealthy businessman from the city. "Why do you want to jump?" Obinna asked gently. Tears rolled down Ogechukwu's cheeks. She told him everything, how she was treated, how she had no one, and how she was tired of suffering. Obinna's heart broke for her. He stretched out his hand and said, "Come with me, you are safe now." Oge looked into his kind eyes, and for the first time in years, she felt hope. She placed her small hand in his, and together they walked away from the darkness of her past. Obinna took Ogechukwu to his big house in the city. She had never seen such a beautiful place before. The floors shined like glass, and the chairs were soft like clouds. There was so much food on the table that her stomach rumbled just looking at it. "From now on, this is your home," Obinna said. "No one will hurt you here." Tears filled Oge's eyes. Was this a dream? Could someone really be this kind? That night, she slept on a soft bed for the first time in her life. It was warm and no one shouted at her. Obinna hired a teacher to help Oge catch up with her studies. She worked hard, reading every book she could find. She wanted to make something of herself. Obinna saw how serious she was and decided to send her to the best school in the city. You are smart, Oge, and I believe in you, he told her. For the first time, someone believed in her, but life wasn't all easy. Some students in her new school laughed at her old clothes and her village accent. They called her buskirl and refused to sit with her. Oge didn't let them break her spirit. She studied harder, spoke politely, and helped others with their homework. Slowly, people started to respect her. By the time she finished secondary school, she was one of the best students in the States. One day, Obinna took Oge to a fashion show. The models walked on stage in beautiful dresses. The designs were unique and creative. Oge's eyes widened with excitement. I love this, she whispered. Obinna smiled. Then why not learn how to make your own designs? That was how Oge started her journey in fashion. She worked day and night, drawing, cutting, and sewing. She designed her own dresses and made clothes for her schoolmates. People began to notice her talent. A popular fashion designer saw her work and offered to mentor her. Oge couldn't believe it. From that moment, she knew she was born for this. While Oge was building her new life, something unexpected happened. One evening, as she and Obinna returned from an event, they saw a woman standing in front of the house. She was thin, her clothes were dirty, and her eyes were filled with sorrow. It was Mrs. Okafor, Oge's adoptive mother. Oge froze. Her heart pounded. The woman who had treated her badly was now in front of her. Oge, my daughter, Mrs. Okafor whispered. Please help me. Oge looked at her, confused. What had happened? Why was she here? Obinna stepped forward. Madam, what do you want? Tears rolled down Mrs. Okafor's cheeks. My husband is dead. My twins abandoned me. I have nothing left. Oge's hands trembled. This was the woman who turned her into a slave. This was the woman who watched as her husband almost ruined her life. Now she was begging for help. Ogechukwu stood still, staring at Mrs. Okafor. The woman's once proud face was now weak and tired. She looked nothing like the mother who used to give her endless chores and harsh words. For a long moment, Oge said nothing. Then she took a deep breath and asked, Why should I help you? Mrs. Okafor sobbed. Oge, I was blind. I didn't see your words. When my husband died, Chisom and Chizoba took everything and left me with nothing. I now understand what it means to be abandoned. Obinna watched Oge carefully. He could see the battle in her heart. She had every reason to turn her back on this woman, but he also knew that Oge had a heart full of kindness. Oge swallowed. I will help you, she finally said, but not because you deserve it. I will help you because I am not like you. She took Mrs. Okafor to a small house she had bought and arranged for her to receive care, but she never called her Mama again. That part of her life was gone. Oge threw herself into her work. She studied fashion day and night, creating designs that no one had ever seen before. Her talent was unstoppable. Soon, her designs were worn by top models in Nigeria. Then, they appeared in international magazines. People from all over the world wanted Ogechukwu creations. She opened her own fashion company and named it OK Designs. Her story of survival and success inspired many young girls. Newspaper called her the girl who turned pain into power. One evening, after a grand fashion show in Paris, Obinna took her to a quiet restaurant. He looked into her eyes and said, Oge, you are the strongest person I know. You are beautiful, talented, and kind. Will you marry me? Tears filled Oge's eyes. This was the man who saved her when she had nothing, the man who believed in her. With a smile, she said yes. Oge and Obinna had a beautiful wedding attended by important people from all over the world. They built a loving home filled with laughter and kindness. Oge later started a foundation to help girls who had been abandoned, just like she once was. She made sure no girl would ever feel the pain she had felt. She had children of her own, 2 girls and a boy, and she gave them all the love she never had. Looking back at her life, Oge realized that everything had happened for a reason. She had suffered, but she had survived. She had been broken, but she had healed, and now she was truly happy.